We report a lot of bombshell news here, so I tend to get desensitized. But when I saw this, and then when I saw the video, it sent a chill up my spine. This confirms everything we've been saying for over a year, and now it's out in the open. Hillary Clinton told Politico today that under no circumstance, quote, Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstance.
You know, Joe Biden should not concede under any circumstances, because I think this is going to drag out, and eventually I do believe he will win if we don't give an inch and if we are as focused and relentless as the other side is.
So they start saying a year ago, Trump will contest the election, and if he does, he's a fascist and the military must remove him. Then they send out 80 million ballots randomly to create total confusion, knowing there's no way they'll ever be processed correctly, which will throw the election into doubt regardless. And then when Trump comes out and challenges that, they make up this whole thing about him removing mailboxes and stuff and say that he's trying to sabotage the post office. So it's blamed on him when the post office and the local counties and the districts cannot track any of this or control it. This is a recipe for failure. They've already tried to have their coup on Russiagate and Ukrainegate. This is the big coup. And a month ago, Pelosi said, oh, we're going to fumigate him. He's going to be out of the White House regardless.
The fact is, whether he knows it yet or not, he will be leaving. Just because he might not want to move out of the White House doesn't mean we won't have an inauguration ceremony to inaugurate a duly elected president of the United States. But there is a process. It has nothing to do with if the certain occupant of the White House doesn't feel like moving and has to be fumigated out of there, because the presidency is the presidency. It's not geography or location.
And then the Democrats officially came out and admitted, with John Podesta and a Democrat strategy meeting that the New York Times reported on 3 weeks ago, that they are going to contest the election. They believe they're going to lose, and they're going to have states secede, blue states, and throw the country into civil war, and then hold the nation hostage and tell the military, you must remove Trump. So you've seen the clips here for yourself. It's all unfolding. Under the Clinton Foundation with Bill Gates, they're setting up an army of millions of contact tracers that are what Obama talked about 10, 11 years ago, about a domestic army just as big and just as strong as our military.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
This is their whole plan. And the UN is out in the news saying we can't have vaccine nationalism. Every country must take the vaccines we say, and the UN must be in charge. This is the global system to take down, not just of us, but of Brazil, of Europe, of the UK. It's an amazing time to be alive. That's why we've got live coverage weeknights now, 7 to 9 of the election countdown, taking America back. And that's why it's so important, if you're watching this special transmission, that you share it on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on your Instagram, on your instant message, on your email, on your word of mouth. So call folks right now and tell them, tune in to Infowars.com/show, tune in to Band.video, tune into the links on the front page of Newswars.com to this incredibly important transmission as we analyze what the deep state Chi-Com-backed globalists are doing in real time. Because you have been warned, we've been the trailblazers exposing this, it's all unfolding, and this is the attempted destruction of America right now by purposely throwing the election into disarray and blaming it on President Trump and loyal Americans.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. It's really actually shameful. Enemies of the state.
God bless and good luck. Back to the live transmission with Deanna Lorraine.
The year is 2020. Following several decades of systematically weakening the social, moral, and financial resilience of the American people, the global cabal has launched a series of unimaginable terrors that have rocked the foundation of Western civilization and has fractured the population of a once united country along increasingly irreconcilable lines. The nation finds herself on the precipice of all-out civil war, diving headlong towards economic ruin and already suffocating under the dictatorship of biotechnocratic enslavement. The final takedown order has been issued. The direct attack has begun. America's greatest trial, and the battle for her survival is underway. InfoWars emergency transmissions are now broadcasting live weeknights 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Election countdown, taking America back on band.video and infowars.com. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.